Oh, hello, everyone. Happy Fierce Female Friday. So excited to be here with everyone today. We have an exciting show today. It is October 1st. It is the first day of Q4. I know I feel like we say this all the time, but holy smokes, where did the year go? 9 months. We have been through another 9 months of kind of this wild Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And we are kicking off Q4 with conversations in October around teams, around building teams, successful teams. We're going to be talking to women who have teams inside brokerages, teams that spun out into their own brokerages, brokerage owners that love building teams inside their brokerages, all sorts of conversations around connecting and nurturing teams. So we love to know, of course, where all of you are watching from today. So whether you're watching from the home office, your office, your studio, your car, the beach, the mountains, wherever it may be, let us know so that we can get connected with you. Before we hop into the show, we do have a couple of updates. The first being we have the rest of our topics for 2021 up on IamWomanUp.com/2021 events. You're going to find the topics in addition to what I mentioned today about building your teams, the November topic, December topic, as well as where we are going to be in person in October and November. We do have some sessions at Inman Connect in Vegas later this month, as well as a networking event that we're planning there. And then in November, we're going to be at NAR, everyone. So we look forward to seeing you down in San Diego. Of course, before that happens, we have Reimagine. So the California Association of Realtors virtual conference and expo is next week. It is 3 days packed with amazing conversations, including one that Leslie and I, along with Sarah, had with three of the badass leaders at Realty, Sue Yannicon, Tanya Rui Narvez, and of course, Sherry Chris. We talked really about how to help women rise up, not only in real estate, but with real estate. And so you'll really want to join us for that conversation. It's Tuesday, the 5th at 2:45 Pacific time. You can go to reimagineexpo.org to get your tickets. If you are a California realtor, it's free. If you are a member of CAR. If you're not a member, there's ticket prices for you. If you are a non-member, you can actually get a discount with the code WUCOM21. So we'll, of course, drop all of that in the comments below. But we really want to make sure that you have an opportunity to be there, to hear all of the conversations. There's some really amazing people who are joining the stage to speak. And then last but not least, my last little guess what's happening is Beate Chalette, who was one of our amazing fierce facilitators at the Courageous Reinvention workshops earlier last month, is hosting an event on October 20th. It's a full moon. She's hosting an event on a full moon. She's very brave. And we would love to be able to support her. We actually have our wisdom session earlier that day. So it is going to be a Woman Up education day. So mark your calendars now, October 20th, 2021. She's calling it her Courageous Growth Workshop. She was definitely inspired by Woman Up. We love to hear that. And she's actually giving away 50 free tickets. So I would love for her room to be filled with Woman Up community members. We'll drop the link in the chat here and make sure to also include it in the follow-up email. But yeah, for those of you, and we know there are many who love the sass of Beate, join her on October 20th. How about you, Leslie? What's on your mind?
I'm really looking forward to having everybody hear the conversation that I'm having with Lupe Soto. And that will be Coffee and Conversations. It'll be at 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, October 13th. And it's really going to be phenomenal. As you know, Lupe is a trailblazer, an industry icon for over 30 years, currently with with Berkshire Hathaway, but just a very long career. And I would have to say, against all odds. And one of the things as we were talking that she made very clear to me as I was saying, this is so great. Look at the courageous conversations and the workshops that we had, the reinvention. We have a language. We're able to talk about things that we didn't even know to formulate in the 50s and the 60s. And her point to me was, Leslie, this is still going on today. There are young women that still need to hear this. And it is really a tribute to her involvement with the Latino community and the young women there and just all over. I mean, it was, she's just incredibly inspiring. So just a lot of gratitude for the ability to be able to do that with her.
I'm really excited to see the extension of that conversation that you started at the Courageous Reinvention workshops. For those of you who were there, you know what we're talking about. Those of you who weren't, I think it was after Robin's workship.
It was it was the very last one.
Oh, okay. So that would have been after Tara Nicole.
Yeah, it was after Tara Nicole.
Yeah. We did these, what we called circle up sessions after each one of the workshops. And we were seeing this kind of trend with our boomers in the chat about like, wow, this language, it feels so good. Like it's so beautiful to see this language in business. And Leslie was like, we got to talk about this. So she popped on and she brought Lupe on, and they dished about just the changes, even in the language we use. And, one of the things that I'm really excited about the conversation between you two, Leslie, is that, we have to remember that we have made strides. And when we look back, and when I was listening to the two of you, I was like, see, we have made progress. Sometimes we make progress, we have success, and then we just move right on to the next thing, right? We forget to celebrate and renew our minds by sharing and listening to the two of you and women like you who have gone before us, who are like, oh no, ladies, like talking about these things, like, come on.
And Deborah, I think her point is there are women behind you guys that need the help, and that's the wonderful thing about this circle, that need to hear those conversations hasn't changed. We're just able to we know how to do it now.
Yes. And we have a wider platform and a no holds barred platform. we don't have anyone at the top telling us we can't talk about those things. So it's so exciting. All right. So make sure you mark your calendars. It will be the 15th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So we'll send out all of the details to everyone in the email. If you're not on the email list, hit up IamWomanUp.com and sign up. You'll see a little flowing pop-up box on the website. Make sure to add your name and email address there, and we'll get it to you. It'll also be on the group. All right, without further ado, let me introduce to you Anna Jones. So Anna has been a realtor for over 16 years. She's been the office manager and a multi-million-dollar top producer. And today she's the leader of a successful team at Exit Landmark Realty, working with a woman we actually interviewed earlier this year, Bernadette Cole. So we met her in January. If you haven't had a chance to listen to our interview with Bernadette, give yourself the gift. Go onto the website and check it out. So Anna has earned multiple designations and received recognition for her production and community service over the years. We're definitely going to dig into that. Anna's a mother of 5, a grandmother to 9, and formerly a childhood educator for 15 years. By nature, she is a nurturer who loves to take care of others. She has a special place in her heart for teachers and children and always strives to make a difference in her community. I loved this quote on her page, so I wanted to make sure we all heard this. I want you to know how passionate we are about what we do. We love helping people, and our passion drives us to invest our time and energy into being the best there is. Welcome, Anna. I love that so much.
Hi.
Anna.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Yay. Okay, so you were brought on our radar through Tammy Bonnell. the Exit CEO, and Bernadette Cole, your broker owner. And
Yeah.
they both sing your praises. Of course, we've heard your bio, but let's dig in. Tell us about your journey to where you are today.
Well, I've only actually been with Exit 6 years. So I started real estate over 16 years ago. And I got into this field because, one, my husband kept telling me I should get into it because he thought I'd be very good at taking care of people with my background. But I used to, like I said, was an early childhood educator, little ones. My children, my 5 children started having children, and they would go, "Mom, you want to watch the kids this weekend?" And I'd be like, "Oh Lord, I'm worn out." So it became very unfair to me to keep doing what I was doing and not be able to take care of my grandchildren. So I kind of started, like, I got my license part-time. Worked out, it was a blessing. I literally started selling to principals and teachers. And so it was kind of my niche for a while there. It really, for quite a while there. And so about 6 years ago, Bernadette and I knew each other for quite a while. I always admired her. She's a very powerful spiritual person, and I love her. She's just a great woman. So I admired who she was, and one day somebody said, "You need to come and talk to her." So I did, and all those years of never having that real moment of click, to click, we
Right.
just having that one-on-one, we did, and I signed up and came on to Exit, and I wish I had done it earlier. It's just, she is the right person. She is the right person to be with. Exit's the right people to be with for me, because we have such a culture of taking care of one another, and it makes all the difference. And ended up in her office and love it. I love it every minute of it, and started growing from there.
And it's so amazing. I just feel the energy coming off you, that you are right where you're supposed to be. It's really a very cool thing to see. So tell us a little bit about the decision-making process. Here you are at Exit, and then where do you get to, okay, I'm gonna build a team, right?
Well, it happened a little bit before Exit. What
Okay.
happened was, I was in the market when the market crashed, and
Ah,
I was like, okay, well, literally, it's so funny because I feel like I'm always led by, I said my gut, but I feel like it's like something that's given to me spiritually. And I can tell you where I was. I was sitting at a traffic light, and I went, I have to make a change. This market's going to change. And this is before I knew the market was going to crash, but I knew I needed to make a change. So I started getting into talking with people that did investing. And I was very fortunate to partner up with a gentleman who now runs an investment coaching group all over the country. That at the time he was here in Maryland, and we connected, and he was just starting his growth and I was starting my growth. And with that market crashing, that was a perfect time for investors. Okay.
right. Oh yeah.
So,
There were a lot of happy investors out there.
yes, they were. And so then with us hooking up and everything, he started coaching people on how to invest. So he had these coaching students that were / investors. And I would help with the, taking them out, looking at houses, helping. It was a team effort of getting these people trained. And it started growing very quickly because everybody jumped in on that market.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, so next thing we know, it was up to 25 people and being
Oh my
taught.
goodness. That is a
Writing
team.
5 offers. And so my daughter had just had a child, and she needed a job because she didn't want to go back full time. So she became my admin. Then my other daughter had gotten her license too. And I slowly just started building a team from there. I've had other people on my team, not the 5 that I have right now. But I'm always, and I can tell you, the people that have been on my team, I'm there to support them, even on their next step, if they decide to go off on their own. And I just was with one earlier. She was on my team, and now she's doing her own thing with her son. And, I'm there to support still. So, and that's how we got into this team building, was just necessity mainly. And then it just was a blessing to me.
Well, let me just ask you kind of as a side comment, what's it like working with your daughters? Because we do see this in real estate a lot, that there are company started, with whatever family permutation it looks like. And what was that like for you? Was it just fabulous, or were there
I
challenges?
don't know. We have our ups and downs. Nothing's nothing. I'm still their mom. So,
Right.
I was talking to Deborah about this. It's funny. I was told early on that you don't work with family. Of course, a guy told me this, and he was teaching us. He was training us to never work with family. It's too hard to work with family. They'll destroy you. And I was like, oh, well, it's been just the opposite. And we've had, there's those days, literally there's days I'll walk into the office and all the girls are in there and I can just feel the energy and go, okay, I'll be back. You can just tell that it's that, and my team, like I said, I've been very blessed. One of the girls that's on my team was one of my children that I taught. And she was 3 years old. She's now 26 years old, and she's a dynamo. I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness,
that's so
incredible!
I know, I love it so much.
And then another one was one of the teachers that I knew. So she's now full-time doing this, and she's amazing. So yeah.
Well, I love the red threads between real estate and teachers. I remember when I used to do recruiting in real estate, it was when a teacher would come into the office and you would interview, there's just an energy that teachers carry naturally. Right. And that community too, right? The community. So the fact that you had that, especially as your initial niche, makes total sense. Right. It's kind of like firefighters, right? It's like they buy from their own. It's a beautiful community. That's so great. And I can't, it gives me chills that one of your students is one of your team players now. That's so awesome.
Needless to say, they're like sisters, my children and her. So that's that other they've known each other forever. So they get that, you're not going to tell me that. Like I said, I can walk into the office and go, oh, something going on. I'll be back.
Yeah.
It's great.
I love that. Well, and you did mention earlier that your team is all women. And, we have been seeing and hearing more of that, and increasingly more often. And I'm curious, did you do that on purpose?
No, actually, I did think about taking on a couple guys that asked if they could join the team, and we like the fact that we are a woman, female team, and that we are there, supporting each other, and we just didn't think that would be a good mix for us because of the relationship we have. We thought we love how we're there to support each other and how we can talk freely in front of each other differently. Then I think if a man was there, it would change that dynamics between us and how we talk. So after talking to the other parts of the team, they were like, let's just keep it the way it is. It works. Why would you why change something that's not broken, and I'm like, you're right. We're comfortable. We're happy. And it's not a giant team. We don't have like 30 people. We have a nice smaller group, but it works. And we're top producers, and it's just as a good working team together. And like I said, you can talk freely.
The energy is good. And I think that we've heard over the years, and we kind of talked about this earlier about how there is a dynamic. Even we were kind of joking about the locker room, right? Like how maybe why you were getting the advice from men to not have your family working for you was because they like to kind of let loose and talk differently and act differently at work than they do at home, and so they really need that separation. Whereas especially women in real estate, it's a lifestyle, right? We're everything is woven in together. There is no this then that. It is everything all at once.
You're absolutely right.
And so I think that is beautiful. So you've been building this beautiful team. I love that you ask them, you bring them to the table when you're getting ready to make decisions. You've hired wisely. What advice do you have for those who are considering building a team? Do you have best practices that you could share?
I do. I feel like it's funny. I kind of mentioned a book when we were talking before. Ogmandino, The Greatest Salesman. I love the book. It was actually one of our senior people at Exit had brought up the book to me, and went and got the book and was reading it. It's like so small. It's a thin little book. But it talks about how the practices of not just how you can be a great salesperson and still be able to do the right things and practice. So I literally give this book out to people when I talk with them and meet them and ask them to take a look, read the book, and then, let me know what they feel about it. So
what was the name
it
of the
tells
book
me who
again?
you are. It's Ogmandino. That's the writer.
Okay.
And the series is The Greatest Salesman. There's like three of them in there. He's got several books out, and it's amazing. And I would tell everybody to read it, because it's like, to me, it's the way you run business. You can be a salesman, but you can be kind and giving and do the right things. And because a lot of people go, oh, I got to be a shark, I got to get in there, and they get on the phone and they're immediately not nice to you. So with my team, I felt like I need to see, are you that like-minded person? I mean, I think that's how Bernadette and I work well together, is because we're like-minded. We both think we both don't concentrate totally on the money all the time. So many people think about their money all the time. And me, it's like, am I doing the right thing for my client? Am I taking care of them? Because I know that's why my business is successful, is because I will go out of my way to take care of someone, even to the benefit if I have to lose money, because I know sooner or later down the road, I'm going to benefit from that. So I want my team to have that same mentality. I need them to feel the same way. Don't think about, if anybody starts complaining about something to do with money, or, something that doesn't seem right to me, I'll go, just remember where you get your blessings from. So, I bring up this book to them. I've given every person I've ever sponsored.
I can't wait to read it. It's like a cultural manifesto.
It's literally, you can read that in no time. Okay. It's so thin in the book. I wish I had it right here, because I'd show you. It's a tiny little book.
They put it in the chat, so we've got the link right there.
It's powerful. It's powerful. And so if they're like-minded, that's what's so important to me, that they have that like-mindedness, that they have a spiritual belief, because we literally pray when we have meetings, and to bless us and take care of us, that we're doing the right thing. So I need that in my team, and that they're not totally focused on their numbers all the time. They're, I never know where I am on the totem pole, when they send out the thing every month to us and go, you're in the top whatever, I have no idea. And someone usually sends it to me, and it just falls into place. So I want my team to be that person too. They have to. If they're going to work with me, they have to, because otherwise they're going to be told all the time, nope, that's not why we do this. We all want to make money. We definitely want to make money. But we certainly want to know that we're doing the right things in the world, and that spiritually, we're right, and that our core is right.
Well, that, we talk a lot about core values around. I'm hearing an echo. Is anybody else hearing the echo?
Yes.
I'm not.
You were not. Okay.
I am.
I think it might be on your side, Anna. So maybe if you want to, just when you're not talking, just mute. Okay. Let's see if that helps. Cause I've heard it a couple of times. Okay. So, what I was going to say in here is, when you're talking about like-minded, we see in the research that we've not only done here, but in the research that the Lean In and a McKinsey group have done, that women tend to really focus in on values aligned hiring. And I think that values and like-mindedness are synonyms for one another, right? And so even something like praying, like there are some people who would absolutely not be a fit for the team, but it's your team and you get to make those choices. And I think that is one of the most beautiful things about real estate, is that there are teams, there are environments for everyone. And so I'm curious, before you move on to more best practices, how do you actually tell people what your values are to attract these people who are coming to your door? Like, what does that look like for you?
Well, I'm a firm believer in not talking about it, is showing people. And I think anybody that knows me in this community knows what I do to give back and what is important to me.
Mm.
Um, when it comes to children, it's always been a very important subject to me to take care of children. When it comes to, and when I say spiritually, I don't mean religious. I mean, you don't have to believe what I believe. I just want you to know it's more about, like I said, your core is right. You're spiritually bright inside, that you're doing the right things for the right reasons. So I was raised Greek Orthodox. My husband's Baptist. I have all kinds of, beliefs. Of course, being raised Greek, you have all kinds of crazy beliefs too. But I think it's all about are you doing the right thing in this world? Are you taking care of the right? So I think it's more about what you show people. And I think people know right away who I am, so I think when they come to me, they already know this is who Anna is.
I love that. I love that. Okay. So what are some of the other best practices? Like-mindedness is an excellent one. What else you got?
So let me go. So I'm hitting up on my little notes here. Sorry. So with our we do a vision board every year. It's so important to do a vision board for my group. And that's one of the things we talk about is the business, spiritual, personal, community growth to help our community. And, of course, that relaxed time too. I want everybody, it's so important when I get with my group that we have some relax and some downtime, and we have that, we can just talk about nonsense, or what's going on in our personal lives. So it helps us to regroup and refresh ourselves. So, not just a like-mindedness and those kind of things, but we also want to I allow them to, when we do sit down in meetings and everything, I'm not the one always in charge. I don't believe I give that feeling off. You'd have to ask them, but I let them talk amongst each other, and they throw up. They're strong women. Please believe me. Even Bernadette's walked in one time, went, I don't even know how you do that, because they all have an opinion. We're women. We all have. I mean, when people tell me, oh, the little girl's acting like she's the boss, she's in charge, I'm like, we're mothers. We're women.
Look at their mother. Look at what you have done without saying a word, right?
So we kind of lead in charge anyway. That's who we are. So 5 women, each one of them have their individual, I'm going to be in charge. So I let them talk and we brainstorm together and throw out ideas. So I don't ever decide. I try to be open-minded. I'm not the one that's going to make all the decisions. So I like that they can talk amongst each other and make decisions without fighting over it.
I feel like we could just giggle for like 20 minutes about that, because it is such pure truth, Anna. I recently joined an expert group at Camp Powerman. Have you heard of them? They're actually on your coast. They do fancy camps. They do retreats. Of course, everything's virtual right now, but they're kicking back into, and their whole mission statement is, we are an expert-led women's community powered by playtime. It is like,
I like that. It's true.
I would be considered like a youngin in the community. These are women who are they've worked tirelessly throughout their lives. They've built amazing careers. I mean, CEO, like just the list of the community is just stellar, but they come together and they don't introduce themselves by what they do. They don't even talk about that until the very end of every session. Like you're there to play. And I think that you're talking about this idea of fun and allowing people to come to the table as they are is so incredibly important. So congratulations on that. I think it's a great reminder for all of us, right? Have fun. Have fun.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing more fun than doing a vision board, right? Letting everybody just go crazy with the, with the glue and the magazines
and we love to see, where literally when you do those vision boards, it's amazing what happens, and watch it grow through the year and how you almost hit all of those targets, and
it's pretty magical, right? It
is.
So I'd like to switch gears just a little bit and talk about what we've been through the last year and a half and how you kept your team together, what some of the obstacles that you encountered. I mean, what has the last year and a half, is your team stronger? Were there struggles? Give us the inside scoop on that.
So I feel like we just kept on rolling. We did. We learned how to do Zoom like everybody else, and we would get together on our Zoom meetings when we all were staying in our own spaces totally, and we still reached out. We would reach out to the community and for their needs, and we would try to figure out how we could get things to people that were in need. When this all started happening, I partner with a gentleman who runs a restaurant here. Actually, he used to be one of my investor students. And
Of course he did.
Yeah. And he opened up a restaurant. And so I would call him and say, I want to feed the nurses. So our team would get the money together to go feed anybody in the emergency room and the nurses. And then we took the EMTs. We fed the EMTs. We had masks made for them. So we tried to stay together and doing that with our outreach, and trying to figure out how to take people. We all did the virtual showings, and because our market didn't slow at all, because outside of DC, it never slows. We have the government, we have the military, it just stays pretty steady. And I thought it was going to come to a screaming halt. I was like preparing them to come. Okay, we don't know what's going to happen. It's going to come to a screaming halt. So we did showings virtually, so we kept on working. We were considered, it was important for us to keep working. And at first I was preparing the girls. I'm like, I don't want you doing anything dangerous. I don't want you going out there and with anybody. So the virtual thing became a real big thing for showings, and we did that, and we're writing offers that way. And still doing, we'd let the home inspector go and do their thing by themselves, that type of thing. But we still kept we would have our monthly meeting. We would have one-on-ones. I always think it's important to chit chat what you're going through. So I would tell them anything, even me, it's like when I have a really difficult situation, I tell them, so that way they go, oh, it's totally normal. This is what everybody is going through.
Full transparency is always the way to go, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So we regrouped and, just started giving out, like I said, feeding the hospitals, feeding the EMTs, anybody that we can. We took during, when we were on quarantine, there was a neighborhood here, sadly enough, about 45 minutes outside of DC, that almost everybody that lives there has no running water, no indoor plumbing. So we helped to deliver water to them. We took cases of water because, of course, then nobody's getting anything to them and they can't get to stores. And, so these people, it's sad. There's quite a few areas like that. We have an extremely high homeless population too in our area that live in our woods, and it's sad. But we would take water down to them because, just bottles of water, they don't have toilets inside. They have to go out to outhouses and those kind of things. And it's amazing to think outside the Capitol that's even possible this close to the Capitol. But so we did those things where we would no contact, leave it on their porches and leave. So we would group up into a couple different groups and our families, because we kind of stayed with our families, and we would do it that way.
I love that.
That's inspiring.
It really is. I think that in particular, the two groups that you talked about, right? These providers of care and love, and whether it was for our health or our safety, they really need extra care right now. Still, right? I just read this morning. I just read this morning about how we're getting to the point where they're breaking down, right? The humans behind all of that gear, who are in the ICUs, who are doing that work. They're empty vessels because they're consistently giving. And it's like, what can we do? What can we do? And the simple act of providing a meal. The impact of that must have been so tremendous, right? Somebody sees me, somebody is honoring me, right? When they don't see an end in sight. Wow. That's really quite beautiful. And I love that you talked about this, like weaving in this virtual, right? Virtual contracts, virtual viewings, virtual meetings. Like, what does it look like? Virtual inspections, right?
Yeah,
What changes that you have brought into your team are you planning to keep? Are there things that you're like, we're never doing that again, or this is officially part of our flow?
Well, I think I think it's part of everybody's flow now that Zoom meetings are gonna be a thing. I think it's concerning to me because I think it's so important, especially the person I am, and like I said, the team we have. To me, it's so important to have that contact, that personal relationship with people. And but the Zoom meetings are it, and it is a great, wonderful thing. Especially if you can't make it to something, it's amazing. So I'm very happy with that. I just don't want to lose touch with people. So to me, it's still very important that we don't change too much and go, well, I'm going to send you everything electronically. We can talk on Zoom. People need that, contact with one another. It makes you, if you think about it, after not seeing people for so long, the typical person that got to see together with any group of people was like, oh, this is so wonderful, because we need that, contact, personal contact.
Completely. Well, and I feel like in every Zoom meeting we have, whether it's with friends or, with coworkers, there's always that sentiment of, we can't wait to be in each other's presence again. We really can't, we really are looking forward to that, and not just the one-off here and there, right? We all do crave that. And I think that everyone is realizing that the importance of that. And
I think it's important for our clients because, we've always done the drop, pop buys or dropping off something and being there just to say, hey, especially when a lot of these people. I had one of my clients last night send me a message. She said, you could be one of the best therapists. And it's because we're like therapists to them. And it's a very stressful thing to go through what they go through and purchasing a home. And so I want that personal feeling for them. I want them to feel that still. And I want to still drop by stuff to their houses. And we don't have to, they don't have to be there or have contact with them, because it is a scary time for some people, and some people don't want you in their home still. And but most people just leaving that little gift at their door and saying, hey, I left you something, means the world. So I don't want to lose any of those practices. That's the thing, it's so important to me. I don't want to get so far ahead with technology that we forgot the personal part.
Yeah. And I think that I'm not sure what the consumer feels about that, right? Like, I know what the real estate agents feel, right? Because they're the ones that I have the bigger conversations with. But it will be interesting that when we are in a stage where, people are not frightened to have strangers in their home, if ever again, who knows? Consumers may say, I don't want to ever do that again. But I do think that us as a community, the real estate community, that's where we fill up, right? We fill up in our time together. And, here in the state of Washington and in California, where a large percentage of our community is from, and where you are, agents were essential workers, and they had to figure it out really quickly. And it was a really proud moment, being a person who serves this industry, to see how beautifully and quickly agents and brokerages really did adapt. And they went for it. And for so long, I felt like everyone was kind of fighting it, right? Like, technology will not take over my job. And all of a sudden they were like, oh my God, it doesn't have to, but it certainly as heck is a lot easier with it, which is so great. And speaking of technology, how's it going over there, Leslie?
I have a little bit of unstable over here, but I think I'm back. And I just want to say, I think our industry leapt ahead 20 years in 6 months. It's like when you have to do something and you have to figure it out to serve your clients, boom, people figured it out. And it really was a beautiful thing, and for as much as, and I couldn't agree more, Anna, that, in person is the best. but didn't we also learn that we could get a lot done not in
Oh,
person? And
absolutely.
when I think of all the years I spent commuting on the LA freeway system and all of the stress in my life, and what a difference it would have made to have two days a week at home, you know? So hopefully things will be a little bit more techie and a little bit more kinder
Oh,
going
don't get me
forward.
wrong. I love the electronic signatures.
Yeah.
I love the Zoom meetings. There's times it's just more, it works. I can't even imagine having to meet people continuously to get something signed anymore.
No,
And it's like,
but it's a beautiful hybrid that we're creating.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just know it's important to me we don't lose the personal touch too.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, abs 100%.
So good.
You know, like someone said this week, you compete with technology and you win with people.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
that's so
Yeah,
good.
that's a good one.
That is so good. Well, and you know, we can get into our own bubble in, you know, in the service side of real estate and forget to talk to the consumers about what they want. Right. And I think that this was one of the very first times I saw it on such a global level where it was like the consumer said, we don't want this. And everyone said, we get it. We don't want people in your house either. What are the options? And it happened so quickly and so seamlessly that we now know we can do it. So what's next, right? What next thing can we adopt or adapt to? I think that from especially the working from home, which is the other side of what Leslie's talking about, is the making sure that our teams are actually shutting down from work and plugging back into family, right? There's so many conversations now of our employees, our teams are working more hours than ever because they don't have the commute. They're not walking away from their
Right.
desks to go to lunch and stuff.
There's no like hard barrier.
There's no hard barrier. No, I
Yeah.
actually started doing the sun salutations, right? The different moves in yoga to kind of signal my body, don't come in this room again. Like, right. And so I think that that's going to be where a lot of leaders are going to have to figure out the balance, right? Like not helping their employees say it's done. You're done for the day. Like go have fun, go play.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really important to me. And I take it like when we left today, I said, let's go have some lunch. And it was just lunch and just hanging out and talking about what's going on. It was just an hour, but it really just helps you regroup. And, you know, and we're on all the time, you know,
Right.
when we're with our clients, we're on. So you need that to refresh and regroup. And when they say, you know, I'm going to go away, I'm like, we've got you, we got your business. That's the one great thing about a team is that we're there to back each other up. So you can take that time and go away and take a vacation with your family. And family time is 100% important to me. You know, obviously I have a lot of kids and I'm always running to games and with all these grandchildren. I was on the phone the other night with a lender and I'm at a volleyball game going, I'm sorry, it's really noisy in here. But, you know, I'm trying to answer his questions, but I don't want to miss out on the important stuff to me, which is, you know, my grandchildren and my children. And
well, even just lunch just sounds wonderful to me. You know, it's been so long that I've been with my CAR people, you know, in LA at our office. I mean, that hasn't happened since March of 2020. So just lunch sounds like heaven, you know, so very important to do that.
Yeah. Just a drink, some coffee sometimes, just something like that. Let's go have coffee and talk for a minute. Get whatever's off your chest, you know, refresh yourself. So
speaking of that, is there any final observations or comments that you'd like to make for Anna? I think we all feel incredibly lucky to have had you here today, and feels just so positive about having an integrated life, you know.
Well, and as a realtor, and it's so important to me that we don't just think about, like I said, the money and our, you know, work. It's like, what can you do for the community? Most realtors, their brokerages teach them, you got to give back to the community. I would say majority of them, I believe. But it is so important that you give back to your community. We're working at Children's Hospital right now, trying to raise funds, which being with Exit's awesome because they do matching funds for us.
Oh,
So
wow. That's
Exit
wonderful.
Corp.
Yeah.
So we're trying to raise $10,000 right now for Children's Hospital for a portable ventilator for the NICU unit. And we're almost there, thank goodness. So they'll match, if we get 10,000, they'll match 10,000 for us.
Incredible.
The other thing is how, and I'm working with Lifestyles, people that take care of the shelters. Make sure you're doing those things. You'd be surprised how blessed you'll be by doing this, and how people go, hey, you're that woman and you do real estate, and they'll come back to you. They really do. They get to know you in the community. It's amazing how much you get back from it, just, personally, and, the blessings of having real estate from it. And, I'm fortunate. Like I said, I don't think about money a lot with Exit doing their residuals like they do. I take that money and put it right back into my community. And so it's like, to me, it's extra blessing money. And
let's not zoom by that. Explain that, because we've heard Bernadette shared a little bit about that, but explain what you mean about that money goes directly back to the community.
Okay, for me, this is my choice. I mean, you get to do what you want. Actually, 4 years ago, I bought a house in Florida and I furnished it with my residual money. So at that time, so it's money for sponsoring people in. The broker and the corporate pays us back, and we get it on a credit card, basically. And I'm not even one of the best sponsors, but it's amazing how that little bit of money, well, it's not a little, it's quite a bit actually. I take that, and like today we gave a $1,200 check to Lifestyles for the playground to be refurbished. So this money is, so to me, that's a blessing to me to have something like that. Yeah. So I want to, I get my blessings by giving someone else a blessing. And so
that's the way it's supposed to work, right?
Yeah, and I love working with Exit because they cultivate that same culture. Let's figure out how we can do to give back. Like I said, they're doing matching funds, and Tammy and them are great.
Well, and that, to me, that is a great example of how you show your core values, right? That's a perfect example when you're doing things like that, when you're out in the community. Everyone who's in the room with you, when you're serving or presenting a check, they know, right? I mean, that you're with kindred spirits in that environment. And that, I think that is so beautiful. The clients that you're attracting are in those rooms, right? They have a passion for the children and for the painting of the playground, refurbing the playground. I mean, how beautiful right now as we're getting ready for hopefully for our kids to be able to be on playgrounds together without fear, and like that they're going to come to a freshened playground because of this. I think that's so beautiful. So before we go, I would love to know how the community can support you. How can they connect with you, and how can they support you?
Well, with me, it's like if they could reach out to me about any way that they can help with these things that we do for the community, I would love that. Anybody that's wanting to help with the Children's Hospital, NICU, that the portable ventilator, it saves lives. When my daughter was 10 years old, she was hit by 2 trucks. And was in Children's Hospital for almost 8 months, and had to learn how to walk again and everything. Yeah, she was riding on her bike, a truck clipped her, threw her into the road, and another truck ran over her. So there's people there, they do everything free. They don't, I mean, I was a single mother at that time, and they literally pulled me. I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And I mean, you're thinking about your child, but you're also thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to come to me and say, you got to pay so much money. And they pulled me aside. So Children's means so much to me because they pulled me aside and they went, we're not going to ask a dime of you. Please know this. We don't want you to be thinking about this. And they didn't. I know, I have chills talking about it. They just took care of my little girl and took care of her unbelievably. And thank God to those people. So because they do everything free, they need this kind of help to provide. So if anybody wants to reach out to me, it's you can, my email, annagj50 at gmail.com, or call me. Instagram. I'm on Instagram, which is terrible. I had to call my granddaughter and go, what am I doing on Instagram? And how do I tell people to do that? So I guess it's just the Jones team that we're on there. Oh my goodness, I can't find it now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll drop it in the show notes, because I definitely.
Yeah, and Facebook. If they want to reach out to me on Facebook, that'd be great. And there's a link on there on Facebook to help with that. So I would love any help to raise those funds and get those things that that they need.
Yeah.
And, they're doing it for free for the people. Then there are so many people who need it, and these children are in there being saved by them.
I love that. Well, and we've learned this time and time again in the WomanUP community is if everyone gives a little, it turns into a lot. Right. And so I love that. I love that call to action, especially as we're walking into Q4, right? This is like the season of giving and gratitude and truly connecting not only with our colleagues and our community, but our families, right? And I think this year is going to be the first year for a lot of people to get together at Thanksgiving, maybe even getting together for the first time in a couple of years for Christmas. And so I love this idea of circling the wagons. Thank you so much for sharing how Exit plugs into that. Of course, we love giving Exit lots of love. They are one of our premier sponsors. They are always
way back.
From the beginning. And Tammy has been here to shower her wisdom and love on us. Again, Bernadette has as well. But I'll tell you, they're, the way Exit sponsors with their first and foremost question is, who can we highlight? What are you talking about? And who can we bring to the stage for you? Like, they really are so passionate about telling stories like yours, Anna. And it has been such an honor to share time with you today, to sit in your presence and to soak in your wisdom.
And to feel the energy,
yeah.
just the gratitude and love has been really amazing.
Yeah, just forever grateful. I think that Annette Anthony's here. Hi, Annette. She dropped in that we can also text Dreammaker to 85377. Because we know Exit has those awesome. But you know what? This is where Annette comes in, right?
Annette is amazing. She's taught me so much.
Love her.
I know. She's so wonderful to us. Any last minute drops of wisdom that you have, Anna?
I would, like I said, get those books, the Augmendino books, and read them. I think, especially if you're a realtor, I think it'll make you go, this is the way I should be doing this. If you're not already doing that, I think it makes you realize how doing the right thing for others brings blessings back to you.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, goodness. Well, thank you so much to everyone who attended live. Those of you who are listening on the replay, as always, engage as though you were here with us live. Ask questions. We'll make sure to get them to Anna for sure. If you want to connect with her, again, her contact information is in the comments section. If you're watching us on Zoom, you can always hop over to Facebook or check out IamWomanUp.com on the blog. Usually within a week, we have last week's episode up. So all the ways to get connected with her, to learn more about her charity work, to hear her amazing tips and tools and resources for building a team. Again, we encourage you to ask those questions, drop your links. If you've got books that you also would recommend, we like to hear that as well. We will see you next week. Those of you who are joining us for Reimagine, we hope to see you definitely in the chat for the 2:45 conversation with the Realty leadership on Tuesday next week. And until next Wednesday or next Friday, actually, have a wonderful week, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Have a great weekend. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you
Leslie.
both.
Bye, Anna. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.